What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 6 of the Pickup Podcast.
Episode 6. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yep. This is the first. This is the second day technically of the NBA being back from the All Star break, and there's some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I think the All Star weekend, it was alright. It was pretty good to watch. I think for me, my favorite part was the 3-point contest. I enjoyed the 3-point contest. Like towards the end, and when it was Curry versus Conley, that was my favorite part.
Yeah, I like that part too, especially
Mm.
represent the Jazz. Mike Conley. I was watching it with my cousin. My cousin, he always he doesn't know much about basketball, and he always picks shoots in the dark. He had Mike Conley, so I was kind of rooting for him.
For
Yeah. I always suck at picking. Like I picked Donovan Mitchell, didn't make it to the final round. I picked
Jalen Brown didn't even get past. He even got like 17 points.
I yeah. Everyone I picked, didn't except for Team LeBron. I got that right.
LeBron, yeah. LeBron always wins. He's 4-0 right now.
Yeah.
But let's get into this episode. So we're gonna start off with the skills challenge. As you guys know, Domantas Sabonis won the skills challenge. That's my guy right there, bro.
Yeah.
I was voting for him to be in the All-Star, got into the All-Star game, but due to like injuries and stuff, but he showed out in the skills challenge, and I was happy about that.
Yeah. For this one, I was going for Robert Covington, just kind of felt like he was that stood out. Like everyone else, we all know is good, and Robert Covington is good. He's slept on out of everyone there because Chris Paul, Luka, everyone else was all stars, and then Robert Covington was just there, and I was people not him to Robert Covington, it's gonna be him.
The underdog.
I was surprised because Luka and Chris Paul they didn't go they didn't go as far, and two they were given the advantage by going in the second round.
Yeah. I think they didn't win because they didn't warm up. Because I feel like everyone else, when in the first round, they kind of knew the course, they went through the course, so they're like, all right, I know what to do now. But for them, it was their dry run. That was their first run. Yeah. So
he was still in his warm up. So
Luka didn't care. But yes, Sabonis won the. I was pretty happy he won. He won against Vucevic, another big guy. It was just them two in the finals. I for some reason I kind of had Vucevic winning that, but Sabonis won. I was like, oh, okay, Sabonis, yeah. I see you. But yeah, that was pretty good to watch. And then we came down to the 3-point contest. Man, that was exciting to watch. That was really good to watch.
Of course, I lost that one too. Remind me never to bet on things. I never to be never bet on that.
The reason why you bet is because you bet for the Jazz, bro. Who's a Jazz fan? Who really is a Jazz fan, man? But Curry showed out. Curry showed everybody why he's the best 3-point shooter in the league.
In the All-Star game too, he showed out. Him and Dame.
Him and Dame, yeah. Him and Dame.
Just for fun,
I don't know why Dame wasn't in the 3-point contest, but
I think I seen something that was health reasons, but then I was like, why is he in the All-Star game? So
man, he's pulling half-court shots.
Yeah, exactly. He
looked booing.
He looked perfectly fine in the All-Star game, but.
And then, Jalen. Talk about the two Celtic stars. Jalen didn't really he came and got 17 points, but it wasn't enough. I think you need to average 23 up. Yeah. That's what you got to do to get past to the second round. But Tatum dropped 25 in his first take. I'm like, okay, Tatum, I didn't even expect for you to get this far, but it was him, Conley, and Steph. Yeah.
My brother was like, oh, Tatum in the second round, he had 17. I was just out of respect for Jaylen Brown. I was like, bro. That's just
right. Steph Curry came out cold though. In his first rack in the second round, he only made the money ball shot. Yeah. And then everything after that, he's word. Just splashed everything, bro. Just
he was
clutch moment.
Play for real.
So he's a 2-time 3-point contest winner. That's my guy, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
Shout out to Golden State. That's my favorite. That's my other favorite team other than the Celtics, Warriors. And then they didn't do the dunk contest after the 3-point they just put that in halftime. But after 3-point contest, they had the All-Star game. That was good to watch. It wasn't close. It wasn't as close as last year's like All-Star game, but they made it fun to watch. I think it was fun to watch. MVP Giannis popped off.
Yeah, I knew LeBron's team was gonna win now. That one I definitely knew just because of like LeBron. He don't play. He picks who the hell is the best on the board. Like Giannis or like everyone who can KD. He picked. He was like, okay, my first pick is gonna be Kyrie just for respect, and then in the reserves, my first pick will be James Harden, which probably was the best dude on the board. But he had like his respecting, and because like AD wasn't playing. LeBron didn't care. Like, I'm picking Curry. I'm picking like all the like Giannis, like all the best.
Luka.
Yeah. And then KD wasn't even in his own team. Devin Booker wasn't in his own team.
Yeah, there was so many people injured on KD's team.
Who was the third one? And AD, yeah.
AD, yeah. I think the reason why KD's team lost is because the players, they didn't have their team captain out there. I feel like it would have been really close, really, really close if they had their full potential team.
I know the cheat code.
And then, I think it was also to a point where it was just a shootout between Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and who can shoot a 3-pointer from midcourt.
I was watching it with my cousins, and they were like, "Oh, they're trying to like start beef like between like the producers and stuff like that." Because every time Steph Curry would make a shot, they'll zoom in on Damian Lillard, and then whenever Damian Lillard hit a shot, they'll zoom in on Steph Curry.
He's like, "I can do it better than you." I was like, "Word."
Back to back, and even like the way they were shooting, it was like back to back. Like Curry would do a half court, and then Dame would like not even pass the half court line, and then it was fun to watch.
Yeah, but I think it was all for a good cause. I think how much they raised, like 1.2 million.
Yeah.
Like for like the charity of their cause, and that was really good to watch. So I think it was like every dunk that you make was like they would donate. So any chance they were just yamming it. And like they ran up the NBA's money.
I feel like that's a little miss. I think that's just the NBA just trying to like look nice, because at the end of the day they're making way more than like the three whatever however much money they
raised.
They're making way more money than that. So it's like
well, it was good to watch.
They did it to make all that money,
Bro. But Giannis was showing off. He was pulling step back threes, like pull up threes. I'm like, bro, what? I don't see this in game. I don't see you pulling like Steph Curry shots in game.
He wanted the MVP. He wanted it.
But the thing is, what Giannis, I think he does really good when he's just happy. Like that game, he was just happy. He's like, all right, now I'm gonna make my shots. And when he's just happy, I think he's a dog. Like he'll make everything.
Usually like in regular season games, like I need to win this.
I
get it, because I think because like the load, it's like it's all about like the load. Like regular, like normally he has like such a big load like of carrying his team. Like no disrespect to like Chris Middleton and Holiday, but like offensively he has to do a lot. And like
for him mostly it's just like attacking the paint, and he'll take his shots, but I think I feel like he should take more of those shots in game, bro. Because if I see you pulling those shots, I'm like, bro, well, take them in game, man. Like your shot might be whack, but take them in game, bro. But and then halftime came and the dunk contest. I was kind of like down on the dunk contest. I didn't think it was gonna be pretty good, but for me, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. I think it was, like it was interesting to see. Obi Toppin played. It was Obi Toppin, Anthony Simons, and Cassius Stanley. Shout out to Cassius Stanley. They kind of did him dirty on his first dunk, giving him like I think like 43 or something like that. They did him dirty because to be able to dunk off your opposite, like he jumped off the same leg and put the ball through the same leg he jumped off of. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's freaking, and they did him dirty. They just thought it was a regular dunk.
Yeah. I was honestly, I kind of for me it was the other way. I was kind of disappointed just because people like around me were hyping up Cassius Stanley so much. Like I had people like from at my job like, yo, Cassius Stanley, bro, y'all, you sleeping on him? You're caliber. I'll be like, yo, this man has 0 in-game dunks, bro. Like, I'll be like, oh no, but he got hops. He got hops. He could jump out the gym.
They put a G League player in there, bro.
I was like, bro, if he don't win this, bro.
He didn't even get past the second round. But I think, Anthony Simons did a little like throwback dunk to Chase McGrady. That was a nice dunk. And then Obi Toppin got bunny
for Cassius Stanley because he had to, like when he had to switch the whole dunk just because he kept missing. Once that happened, it was like it's over.
Yeah, I feel like if you missed your first dunk, man, you're not gonna get the points you needed to win.
Not only the first dunk, he missed the first dunk, the second dunk,
dunk.
He missed that dunk, and then he found it.
I think bro. For the dunk contest, it's like you need finesse and like you just gotta make it on the first try.
Yeah,
I mean, like even though if your dunk might be like insane, you just gotta make it on the first try.
Creativity counts for a lot too.
Creativity. We saw some new dunks that we've never seen before, like the one where you talked about Anthony Simons like grabbing the ball off the rim, like off the backboard and dunking it in, and that was like 12 feet up high. That was high up,
especially for a guard like him, like a short guard.
Yeah,
those usually dunking game.
And then Obi Toppin has some cool dunks. He brought his dad out there. And then I didn't even know his dad was like a dunker like that.
Yeah, he was. They were showing highlights of him. I was like, "Yo, get him in here, bro." Let him
they were talking about like this old man can still dunk too. I was just like,
they look, he should have let him just dunk one. That would have been funny.
And then Anthony Simons won that. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad to watch. I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah. It was decent, definitely.
But yeah, and then the All-Star game, like the second half of the All-Star game, it was pretty good to watch. Jalen, talk about the Celtic stars in the All-Star game. Jalen hit a tough shot. I don't know if you've seen the shot he hit. Yeah, fadeaway, like corner shot. I'm like, okay, Jalen. Like,
at first I was kind of worried because of the 3-point competition. He didn't do too well, so I was kind of scared that like. He's gonna go into the season. He's not gonna do as well because he's like that could be like confidence, like that could bring your confidence down. But then he played pretty good during the All-Star game, so all right, I'm not worried about him. He'll be fine.
Yeah. And then Jason got some nice. He got a nice dunk. I don't think he like last year he did pretty good in like the All-Star game, but this year it was like he kind of did his part, just to have fun.
I like those jerseys, like. Those jerseys,
there was different to watch.
I like I might get me a Jaylen Brown one.
A brown one.
Did
you see the court too? The court was pretty cool.
Oh, speaking of jerseys, did you actually see the they released some earned jerseys like all the?
Oh yeah, I did. The Celtics earned jersey. I think the earned jerseys is for the teams that made it to the playoffs last year. So Nike released for each team that made it to the playoffs, they got their own kind of jersey.
I liked ours.
Ours is pretty cool.
Yeah, ours like I didn't like our city jersey ones, the one like all white with like the little blocky text. I didn't like that one too much. But this one I like. It's like the dark green. They got the light green. And they got like the other green and
the highlighter green. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty nice. It's different.
The intros too. The intros to the All-Star game was like they had colleges like band colleges like introduce them, and it was cool like just hearing that instead of just a random song in the background.
Yeah, but I think they should go back to doing that, like like remember when Kevin Hart did that? I remember
the intros.
Even Common was pretty good. Like I remember the one I remember the most is like when he's introducing Paul George, and he's like double first name Paul George, and he's like Giannis too. He's like Giannis, Giannis, and he's like Giannis.
Yeah, bro. I think it was different this year because with the COVID situation. Yeah. But they did their best. Yeah. Like wasn't the best All-Star game, but the jerseys were cool. The theme was pretty fun too.
Yeah.
It was a change up of instead of blue and red, they had blue and yellow. So, and I like the yellow jerseys. The yellow jerseys are cool. Those
Yeah.
are nice. But yeah, it was dunk contest was okay. And
Yeah.
then everyone had their breaks. Some stuff that went down during the All-Star game,
Yeah.
including potential players being traded, signing people, and we can talk about that. Um, we'll talk about the big story. Blake Griffin, my man, Blake Griffin said during the All-Star game he was going to sign with the Nets. How you feel about that, bro? How you feel about Blake Griffin joining the Nets?
Everyone, like a lot of people are making a big deal about it, and Blake Griffin, he's a good player. But I think right now, like I'm not going crazy over it just because like I think right now Blake Griffin is just like at this point he's just a name kind of like
Yeah.
he's not as good as he was in the Clippers. He's not even as good as he was like a couple years ago. But like right now he's just doing like catch and shoot, and that's pretty much what they have in Jeff Green. And I think Jeff Green probably even doing a better job of just if we're talking about just solely catching and shooting the ball. But yeah, I just don't think like that Blake Griffin like adds too much to their team. Like I don't think it's gonna be a something like what happened with the Lakers where they signed they get Dwight Howard, and Dwight Howard just like has a like resurgence career, and you know plays like crazy. I don't think we're gonna see that. But if we do, so
So you don't. So let me ask you this: Do you think that the signing of the Nets of Blake Griffin, you don't think they're gonna make it to the finals or win the finals?
I thought they were gonna make it to the finals regardless. So like I think like even if they didn't have Blake Griffin, I think that their big three is like good enough to carry them all the way to the finals. Like the only thing is like are they good enough to beat LA? I think personally I would probably take the Nets to beat the Clippers, but I don't think Blake has anything to do with that decision. Like I don't think Blake necessarily brings them over the hump to like beat the Lakers. Like if you had the Nets beating the Lakers before the Blake Griffin trade, I don't think it should. Blake Griffin is like any reason to take. Sorry, I said that wrong. If you had the Nets to before, then you should still have the Nets. If you had the Lakers before,
Yeah,
I think you should switch just because of Blake Griffin. You know what I mean?
yeah, because Blake. So I think that with the signing of Blake Griffin, if LeBron finds a way to beat these Nets, certified GOAT. Certified GOAT. There's no way that you can tell me that if Michael Jordan was in this era and he had the team with LeBron, the team that LeBron had, and LeBron beats this team, the Nets that they got, man, like there's no other answer for LeBron is the greatest of all time. You can talk about that mentality that Jordan had, never losing a game 7, but the teams that LeBron goes against and like the team he has, that just takes it over to another point where he is the greatest. Like to just beat any team he can and join any organization he can and win a ring that for the team.
I think it's definitely gonna be like a huge like up like story if the Nets lose, because it's gonna be like, oh my god, it's gonna be like everyone overreacting last year to the Clippers losing to the Nuggets. Like, oh my god, how the heck did this team so talented, like 3 MVPs, how did they lose? I mean, sorry, 3 superstars. How did they lose to the Lakers?
35-year-old LeBron, bro.
Losing, man. I know so many LeBron haters. So I was gonna
LeBron haters.
interested
I
in.
used to be a LeBron hater, bro. I mean, when he was the villain in Miami, I used to be a LeBron hater. I'm like, bro, screw you, LeBron, man. Like, you making this dynasty like with Chris Bosh and D Wade, but I hated him at that time. But when he went back to Cleveland and saw like the run he had to win a ring for Cleveland, insane. I was just like you're so durable enough to switch teams and have the team that you had and still win like against the Warriors, the hot Warriors that
the 73, the 70, 73 and 3, I think 73 and 8 Warriors.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but All right, but I'll talk about the second half of the season. Do you still think we're gonna bring this target to the Celtics with the second half of the season and the trade deadline coming soon? Do the Celtics need to make a trade now still, or Danny Ainge is gonna stay put with what he got?
I think Danny Ainge is probably gonna stay put just because he's someone who like usually like we said in other podcasts is like he likes to hold on to his picks and like his assets. Um, but I
Holding
think
on.
honestly, I think today's game against the Nets is gonna be a great like test. Like if Marcus Smart being back and Romeo Langford coming back soon, if we start to pick it up and like to even potentially be considered an upper echelon team, I think we shouldn't need to overreact. Um, but I think today against the Nets, they're gonna be. Is KD gonna be playing today?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna rest KD.
But yeah, I'm gonna. I think this game regardless is gonna be like
Mm.
big like test.
For me, I'm still on trade who you gotta trade to make us win the ring. I think that we Jalen and Jason are still 22 and 23, but they become free agents in like 2 years, 3 years. So there's that gap that they got. Like I think the window they have right now is perfect for them to win a ring. I think with the assets they have and the role players that they can try to get, especially like Harrison Barnes. They were talking about Lonzo Ball coming to the Celtics. That would be great. It's just I think that the window they got right now and where the team is at right now, there's no. I think it's the perfect time for them to make the trade. You can hold on to your assets, but when are you gonna wait like 4 years for them to be the players that you think they're gonna be while Jason and Jalen are already like in their like say like late primes or mid primes? But um I don't know. I think now is the perfect time that they gotta make the moves to win a ring. Because look at the Lakers. They turned their whole organization around. Once LeBron came, LeBron's like the GM. I'm doing what I gotta do to win this team a ring, and they got a ring. You know,
I'm curious. I'm kind of curious about the. When I see the Lakers, like I think about like they had a. I know obviously they wouldn't have won a ring, but if they had kept their core of like they had D'Angelo Russell became an all star, Julius Randle became an all star, Brandon Ingram became an all star, Lonzo great role player, Josh Hart great role player, Jordan Clarkson 6 man of the year about to be. They had so
mm,
many like obviously they wouldn't have won a ring, but I'm just curious to see how they would
how the
have
team would look.
if like yeah if they were all still together. 'Cause I think
I
that would,
think. Oh yeah, I mean, when you have LeBron, you gotta make ends meet with LeBron. So but if they were able to keep the team they had, dude, the Lakers would have won like 3 or 4 championships by now. If they kept the players they had, 3 or 4 for the next coming years. Because who's stopping them? Like who's stopping a Julius Randle? Who's stopping a Brandon Ingram now? Like Alonzo Ball when everyone was just destroying Alonzo Ball, second overall pick, bust. No, he has more threes than Trae Young. He's shooting 40% on the field from the 3-point line. He's a tall guard and he plays defense. And like D'Lo is like on the Timberwolves, but like, and he took the Nets when he was on the Nets, and he took them to the playoffs. So it would have been a scary team.
yeah. I don't know if I'll go as far as to be like who's beating them, but I think definitely it would have been an interesting team, a fun team to watch, definitely.
Who do you think is gonna beat them? The Jazz? Like ain't
Hey,
nobody gonna beat. You think Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley
I
gonna
do
gonna
think
beat LeBron?
hey, the disrespect on the Jazz. They had 3 All-Stars this season. Whether you think it was
Rudy Gobert's not an All-Star. Rudy Gobert's not an All-Star.
using the game, hey,
Huh?
that's all I care about.
Hey man, they just needed another big. They're like, we need another 7-footer man on a team.
Yo,
Shit, I put Taco Fall over there, bro.
yo,
Make that look cool. But Rudy Gobert, the Jazz. I I don't hate the Jazz, but I just don't. I don't know when it comes to the playoffs that they're gonna really make like the fire team that they think they're gonna be in the regular season. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it all comes down to time. Time will tell.
mhm. If they get hot during the playoffs, shoot, then they can beat
I,
anybody.
I think cause like last season in the playoffs, they went 7 games with a Denver team who ended up going, to the Western Conference Finals, and like where Jamal Murray was damn near averaging 40 or like damn near 50. Um,
Hmm.
and the Jazz didn't even have one of their better players in Bojan Bogdanovic, and like I think that team is like so like in the first year, in Donovan Mitchell's first year, he like by like not by himself, but like he made it second round of the playoffs, and I think
Hmm.
that team isn't as bad as like isn't like unreasonably bad in the play, you know.
Yeah, but the second half of the season is coming by. The trade deadline's coming soon. Um, we're gonna. I don't know. I'm gonna see if some trades. If some teams are willing to trade the players that they got. I'm hoping the Celtics are able to make some trades. I think they could be able to do it with the TPE that they have. They could actually go and get someone like LaMarcus Aldridge, who just got bought out by the Spurs, um, or trade the TPE for a player like. I would love to see Lonzo Ball on this team. You don't know how happy I would to see Lonzo Ball on this team because we have so many small guards that they're good. They pass first guards, scoring guards, but the defense isn't there. The defense isn't there when it comes to the front line. But if you have Alonzo Ball out there, a 6'7" guard who can defend and shoot the three, the Celtics are gonna go somewhere with that. Especially if you have like say Ball, Tatum, Jalen out there, three tall like forwards and guards. Shoot, it's gonna
Yeah,
be good.
yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Um, if the Celtics were to make that trade, what do you think they would give up, or what do you think is worth giving up for Lonzo
Who would
Ball?
they give up? I think the TPE would be included. It has to be included somewhere in there. Maybe some
Well,
picks because
just because we don't know, a TP is a traded player exception. It's like extra.
yeah, yeah. But for players, I don't think the Celtics would give up Marcus Smart.
Mm.
I don't think they would give up Marcus. Maybe Kemba. Kemba's come back with he's doing really good a little bit, but there has to be a player like a Kemba or maybe a Robert Williams that they have to put in to intrigue them to be like, all right, we see Lonzo Ball's doing good, and the Celtics they got players and picks, so it has to happen. But maybe they might have to throw in Kemba. The TPE is gonna be in there, some picks, maybe like another role player. But yeah, it's gonna. I think the cost that of the players on the trade block right now is gonna be high.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that definitely would be good, and I think one of the thing that we need is size. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, Lonzo does bring that, but I don't know who I'd bring or take out for him.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's because there's some players that are still because you can work with his contract too. Like because I know Kemba is gonna be a free agent soon, like two in like a year or two. But the thing with him is injuries and age, so it's gonna be hard to deal his contract to other teams like willing to trade for him. But I don't know. It's the Celtics. I think you could stay put, but if it's gonna look at the first half of the season, you stayed put, and you're only in the fourth seed right now, and you're 19-17. You know, underperforming. I think this year that they're not really showing out the players that like they're not showing the like other teams that they're the dominant in the East. Because I'm expecting them to be like a number 2 or 3 seed, not almost fourth and fifth.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm gonna be excited to watch like coming up just because I
Hmm.
hey I want to see the Celtics compete with like the bigger teams like Brooklyn and Philly who's really really good.
Yeah.
As my MVP. Um, but hey, I want to see it.
Hmm. We'll see. This second half of the season's coming. We're gonna see. I think it's gonna be a good season. But back on the little side note, I think what was it like a 2 or 3 days ago was when the NBA actually shut down this like that time last year. So I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
crazy how like things became like how they were able to stop the NBA season um due to the pandemic and then revive the NBA season in the summertime um and then have like a successful like no COVID cases. They had the successful playoff tournament, and then now they're opening up the Celtics are opening up their team, like their facility to like fans now. So it's crazy how this whole year has come like
yeah.
almost like full circle and how the NBA reopened.
Yeah, COVID sucks, man. It just
Yeah.
it just so weird. It's so different how it just changed everything. Like I was talking to someone. I was like, I don't think you can name any like business or any like thing that coronavirus has like not changed pretty much like forever. School has changed. It's changed like movies. It's changed entertainment. It's changed like
Yeah.
sport. Everything.
The sporting scene is different now. Like who knows if they're gonna have full capacity? You know what I mean? Like who knows if they're gonna be able to like how hold all those players, all those people on the fans. With all like, and the thing is about this season is like there's still games that have been postponed, so they still got to play those games. I think that was kind of sucked. Is like multiple games had to be postponed. Some players had to sit out because of the protocols. So, and the thing is like with the vaccine being out, it still doesn't matter. Like there's the NBA is still gonna be on everyone's back about the protocols and stuff.
Yeah. I feel like we're nearing the corner. We're almost done with COVID, but it's like really almost like no way to tell because like
Yeah.
all that is like best case scenario.
I think I kind of enjoyed the playing tournament. Like I enjoyed like how they had the seating. I hope they keep that. That's something cool that they're gonna
I think that's a change that's gonna stay like regardless.
change it. It was cool. That like just seeing the way it was like a football style seating. And then I remember like watching a game like every single day, dude. There was like 8 games every day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is it. This is the best thing to watch, dude. Especially in the summer. It was every game, like, and it started at like what 1 o'clock, ended till like 10. And it
Yeah.
was so cool to watch. So if things might go back, hope some things stay the same, some things change.
Yeah. And I hope they definitely go back to the normal all-star things too.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm thinking of the thing that we didn't have. Like we didn't have the rookie sophomore game
Mm-hmm.
last you said. No, I'm not. Never mind.
But hold on, I don't know. But did you see? I think it was on Saturday. They had like the celebrity like 2v2s,
Oh yeah,
bro.
I did.
All right, let's talk about that real quick.
I didn't like watch it in full, but
Yeah.
yeah, I like seeing like some highlights and stuff like that.
So I watched it. There was one team. One team had 2 Chainz and Little Baby, and the other team had Jack Harlow. Yo, don't make that face when you talk about Little Baby, bro. Little Baby, man. They had Jack Harlow on one team, and they had Quavo. So, if it's a national televised game like that on the TV, and you got everyone watching, you can't just put no scrub on there, bro. Like you
Oh,
can't just
baby.
put bums out there like shooting. Like no disrespect to Little Baby, but how are you gonna be best friends with James Harden and be terrible at ball, bro?
I
Like
seen a
how?
I seen a meme that was like it was of little baby. I don't remember it exactly, but it was like, oh, I'd be balling like Harden got the
Yep.
something, and then bro, they just had like a picture of him like at the free throw line, like.
Bro, the free throw line, I saw it, like he missed, bro. Like he went over the little square in the middle. He hit over it. I'm like, bro, like how you miss that? How you gonna get blocked by Quavo? Like he's almost the same height as you, but still, like you airballed mad shots, had 2 Chainz out there doing everything for you. And 2 Chainz too. I didn't know 2 Chainz was a baller.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was a baller like that. I was like, yo, this man can go in the NBA. He's balling out, bro. Like,
hey, J. Cole should have been in there. I know
J.
he
Cole,
like those like public stuff, but I would have loved seeing J. Cole there.
I don't know how. I don't know what credentials you needed to be in there, but Lil Baby did not meet any one of them, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was just like hit this layup and you'll go in. I'm like, bro, like Lil Baby did not meet.
I think it was just like, do people know you? Cool.
Yeah, cool. I was just
Jack Harlow. He was in another thing that like there's have you heard of the Crew League? Where it's like
rap? Yo. Like are you talking about the interview he had?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right. Those Jack Harlow was pretty good too. You know, did better than Lil Baby.
Everyone else had like NBA dudes. Like DDG had like this 7'7" dude. Like what the fuck?
But between like those 4 players, how would you rank it? Like who would be your number 1 to like your bottom?
I'll probably go starting at best. It'll probably go Quavo, 2 Chainz.
Oh, you put Quavo on top?
Yeah, and then Jack Harlow and Lil Baby.
For me, it'd be 2 Chainz, Quavo, Jack Harlow, and Lil Baby. It's because like 2 Chainz has the size, and like he was hitting some tough shots, man. Like fading shots. I'm like, bro, like you like this? Like I've never seen you ball like this. But it makes sense, bro.
Like he was like,
yeah, it makes sense. Like he's big, and but also like on the commentating team when they had that dunk, there's like someone I always watch, Mark. I don't know if you know him. Like he was a commentator, but he started off like on Vine and TikTok and like YouTube, and then he became like a commentator for that game. So it was cool to see it like have like someone I noticed be a commentator. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I like I said, I didn't watch too much of that game, but I know like Quavo's always getting invited to like all with
because he plays rec leagues like that,
and even football too. I remember like him playing football with Odell, and
really.
Yeah, he was playing football with Odell. He was like doing the one hand and stuff. Be playing with swag too.
But yeah, I hope they have like those 2v2 tournaments. It was cool to watch, but have actual good ball players on there.
I would love to see like during All-Star like a 1v1 type of event.
Yeah.
So cool. Imagine getting to see like the Steph versus Dame like
I would want to see Devin Booker. Yeah, bro. I would want to see Devin Booker and what's his name, and JT go at it.
I think
that'd be really good to watch.
He probably has that. He probably has it just because he's the size. He's like bigger.
No, but yo, Devin Booker's a dog too. Like
they're both of those players are dudes who hit tough shots. And both of those dudes are like, I'm gonna hit this spin, step back, and I'll make it.
Right. Or maybe like JT and Bradley Beal. Like that'd be good to watch.
They got
yeah. Well, yeah, that was a little recap of the like the different All-Star weekend, the pandemic weekend for All-Star.
All-Star.
The NBA, the NBA tried their best. You gotta give them props. It's hard to do with no fans. It's so hard to do with no fans because it's literally for the fans. But they were able to incorporate like tons of historically like Black colleges and universities. I think they based it all around that, which is really cool to see. To incorporate that in the All-Star game, the jerseys, the court, the intros. So how would you rate the All-Star game? I think it was a good 8. it was like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm not good at rating stuff, but I'll probably say like a 7.5. Like you're still getting
7.5. Yeah. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here. Just a quick little video about the All-Star game. And the NBA is back, so you guys just tune in to watch the NBA. The Celtics are playing the Nets today, and hopefully we'll see how the Celtics play the second half. It's gonna be fun to watch. The second half is gonna be good.
Yeah. And to be clear, this one is before that game. So if anything crazy happens, like because we didn't see it yet. And our next episode should be coming sooner rather than later. So
soon. It's your boy Lorenzo. If you're a Utah fan, I don't know. Have some food today. Eat. Drink some water. Hydrate yourself.
You're a Utah fan.
If you're a Utah fan, just have fun today.
Shout out to all my Utah fans. Man, the disrespect that we have to go through every day is crazy. But just stay strong. Stay strong.
Yeah. Stay strong. You'll make it past the first round. Don't worry about it. Like I don't know about the second round, but yeah, we'll catch y'all later. Come back the next episode to the Pickup Podcast. We got some cool things coming soon, and we're out.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Jose. Deuces.